We are live here at the Glass Academy, and tonight is the big show. We've got a studio audience that is watching. You can't hear what they say. They're going to be chiming in, I guarantee it. Behind me, Chris is making some spider web looky thing and dipping into the mold. It's going to create this super cool pattern. And am I right that this is the jumbo globe?
Yes.
What does that mean? We asked you on Facebook, because we can't ask you on YouTube, but we did ask in the email too what you wanted to see jumbo size. And this is going to be a jumbo size bowl, not bowl, round ball for the garden. All right, we've got Oliver in the house, we've got Chris in the house, we got Joey and Matt. We got Heather on the camera. She's making some clips. Jake, if you are there, we know you're watching. Jake's still in Scotland. Actually, he's back in London now. Sending us text messages, 6 hours behind us. So technically it's midnight there.
Oh, he's still up. I bet he's still up.
Oh my gosh, he texted us the other day. I'm like, it's 2 in the morning. What is he doing?
What do you think he's doing?
Homework.
And anything in London that he should check out, the London Tower, the Sherlock Holmes Museum, anything that you think, let us know, and we'll pass that message on to him.
This morning, and he was working or checking out this all glass sculpture of like a whole town with like 3D little people. It was super cool looking.
Wow.
All right. So we just got, Joey and I just put together an amazing color pattern here with some really deep hyacinth purple with some opal, like opaline enamel white. And I'm going to take a second gather over this gather, and we're going to put about 5 or 6 specifically picked out pieces of dichroic glass on the surface, melt that in, and then we're going to gather over it again so that we've got a really, really deep, beautiful, reflective garden ball, which putting the dichro in there is going to be amazing because it's going to capture the sunlight and really be reflective and sparkly, which is what we want. Lots of sparkles in the garden for sure. This is going to be a little hokey today, but I'll make sure I don't put my finger through it like that. That'd be horrible. Psst. We'll see how it goes.
How long you had that piece for?
That's for shaping the glass, but it's a little bit shady right now, so we'll see what happens.
But how long's that one
been around?
Yeah.
They marinate. We've had it in the fridge for about 6 months, and it's marinating.
Just getting better with time.
Yeah, you want to bring those over, Joey?
Like, I don't know why. I'm always sitting in the front row, but we bite, so, you know. Whoa, whoa, very cool. Served up on a plate.
All right. I don't know if you need to flash it, but you can if you want. Come on. Let me heat those up a little. I can get one more. Yep. I'll get them all. Open. Open. All right, you guys can look at this color.
Putting a little bit of dichrome, a lot of bit of dichrome on the outside, and we're going to let this set for a minute so that we can at least put another layer of clear crystal. Cool. So right now, folks, Chris has applied those dichroic strips.
Oh
For
yeah.
those of us not in the audience, and we're going to be melting that in, smoothing it out, and then encasing it in another layer of crystal so that we can expand this mass of glass out into a rather large bubble.
It's real important to gather over a symmetrical shape, guys. You can work the other door, Oliver.
Yeah, let me get over to that side. I'll stand right over here.
Yeah, right by that furnace, nice and cool. So when the time's right, I'll be using this paper like this, guys. Shaping the glass. This is about as close as you can get to touching the glass, which is a really nice way to get specific shapes that aren't the shape of like a normal cherry wood block that we might use. Or in this case, I'd never be able to get this giant gather I'm going to be taking in this small block. There are bigger blocks, but I know if I'm making an orb, I have to arrange the molten glass on the outside a certain way so that it's a little bit thicker in the bottom. So when I blow it out, it blows out in even thickness throughout the whole sphere. And I can't go back in there right now and take the gather right away. You guys know what would happen if I went in there and took a gather right now? It wouldn't blow up, but it would be so molten that the gather would soak into this core gather and I wouldn't be able to control it. I couldn't even turn the blowpipe. It would just be too much on my wrists and I would just lose it and it would fall on the floor. And a lot of beginning apprentice glass blowers gather their glass too quickly. They don't have the patience because they're so excited. They lose their piece. It just, they can't control it. They're spinning it and it just drips on the floor and they're just like exhausted watching it burn everything up. So you really need to make sure that you do your timing correctly so that you don't lose that. I mean, I want to get to the bench. I want to sit down, paper it, get it stable and get it in control and then start manipulating the piece into the shape that I want once I have it in control, because this is a lot of glass and it's going to be a lot more glass in a minute. I'm also going to use this pipe cooler over here to cool the pipe, because if I'm holding the blowpipe out here, I can't even hold the blowpipe any closer. It's too hot. I want to be holding the blowpipe right here so that the most leverage of handling all that weight. So we've got our trusty little pipe cooler here.
How big of a bubble are we going for, Chris?
You know, it's hard to...
Estimated diameter?
I'd probably say like basketball size, maybe. It's a big one, guys. This is the big show, isn't it?
Is that what you guessed, Robin? All right. This is going in for that big gather, draining a little bit of the excess, and then we're going to bring it over here to the binder, possibly, and shape out that clear material.
We're gonna get a little bit more cool on this right now, Oliver, because I just was in there for so long that the pipe heated back up again. So I've got some time because that cold core is absorbing the heat that I just gathered. Making sure that I can really get on it. Good. Oh yeah, this is nice now like this. Now, this is a pretty sweet piece, you guys. Check it out. And you can see the layers there. I didn't even have to say abracadabra and those doors opened up perfectly.
You know what's going on.
I like it. So let's do a pre-test to see if when I tap my foot the air compressor starts over here. Ready? Yes. We've got Matt over here on the bench blowing area. He's going to be blowing in the end of the pipe when the time's right. But right now I'm just working on the shape, everybody. And I've got to be really particular about this paper because it'd be a horrible thing to end the night early with a burned hand.
Spontaneously combusting ones, Chris.
Right. I do want to use the Marver a little bit on the bottom of this piece because the Marver, the steel plate rolling on there, will actually chill this off a lot better than the paper. Paper moves the glass around. Now the Marver is going to chill the bottom of this real nice.
Now, why are you hoping to chill it?
Well, because I don't want it to blow through the bottom.
So that extra cold is going to help control where your bubble ends up at?
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. Door, one's going to be fine. When I get this screaming hot, I'll have to grab the other door at the same time. When I say screaming hot, I don't know if anybody on the other side of the camera will be able to hear the glass screaming, but everybody here in the audience will. It'll just be like, ah! Open.
About 60% of the way there on the basketball volume, guys. We're getting there.
Chris is creating a neckline where we're going to end up breaking this piece off at. Joey's using those paddles just to shield his forearms from all that excess heat coming off of there. There's so much heat that guy's kicking out right now.
Let's chill this pipe real quick.
Yep.
There you go. All right. While I'm papering this, Joey, I'm going to have Matt blowing it, and you're going to be necking it. You have a neck jacks in one hand, maybe protecting your own hand, and I'll be, yep, go ahead, get on that other door.
This is where Oliver, Matt, Joey, they're all like chipping in. The big show always takes extra hands.
Matt, turn it, or Joey, turn it for a second.
And that's where glass blowers, when you make big things,
Matt,
you need
blow.
a whole team.
Joey, neck.
Oliver, paddle.
Oliver, tell me turn the pipe. I'm okay. Neck it down more, Joey. Stop. You're not turning the pipe at all, Oliver.
Gotta teach him how. It's the first time he's ever done it.
Okay, we're gonna go in and get some more heat on it.
It's a decorative bomb.
So Joey, I'm gonna be turning it and blowing it. You're gonna be necking it. You can use the paper and the jacks at the same time to paper the bottom, okay? Get that door for me, Matt. Quick. Okay, paper in the bottom. Come on. Back. Next, keep the jacks on there, but not too tight. How's the roundness?
It's looking pretty round. Hang it down for a second. Hang it down.
Is that basketball size?
It's bigger.
I don't think I could palm that.
Can you get in the glory hole?
Disintegrated.
I don't need to. So you want to turn this?
This is done.
Spin. Use the grip if you need to. Oh, it's going to be fine. Looks good. Let it settle back on itself a little bit.
Look at the sheets of Dichro.
Wow, the sheets are really nice.
I didn't realize that Dichro was so dense with color.
Yeah, it looks super cool. So I'm letting the
Purple
neck
glass.
cool down, but I'm gonna probably have to go in and take a flash on the thinner sides because it's not quite as thick as the neck, and we don't want, it has to be equalized so it all cools down to the same temperature. So we're gonna open those up. Just heating the outside up a little and letting the neck cool down, open. Okay, close them up. And the real importance, obviously, go ahead, Joey, and turn it. Obviously, of the guys working the door is to make sure the door is open so I can get out in time, because if I lose control of it in the glory hole, it'll be gone. It'll just be melted and stuck to the inside. But also to close the doors quickly to preserve the heat, because in a glory hole this big, when you open those doors up that big, you lose a lot of the heat, and then you don't have enough heat to finish the process. No matter how hot the glory hole is, it always loses its heat. Open them up, guys. All right, Matt, when heat comes out, you're going to be putting it away. You good with that?
Sure.
So you can glove up and warm the gloves up, Matt.
Gloves are right there.
I'm allowing it to settle back down on the neck a little bit so it becomes a little bit more round. Woo, that's a
Heating the
pretty
gloves
one.
so we don't give the glass a thermal shock when we go to put it in our oven.
That's a nice garden gazing ball there, guys.
I'll get the door for you.
All right, we're chilling it. Matt, you're coming? You're going lip down, Matt. Lip down, okay?
Nothing like giving the new guy the stressful part.
Woohoo! Left side. Might have to get the right for his arm. Beautiful. That's good. Woohoo! Nice job.
Good
All
job,
right.
Chris.
That was sweet, guys. Beautiful.
Matt,
I thought I'd need this extra shirt on for some arm protection, but I got a feeling it's going to get peeled off pretty quick tonight. But welcome to the Gathering Point, guys. This is our 212th show. We've got a feature table that's going to be going live at 6:30, which it's not 6:30 yet. You got about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But that was our warmer-upper piece, and I think the whole crew's all warmed up right now. I think our studio audience is warmed up real nice. And I think we're going to get ready to go over the product table, guys. So while I cool off and get ready for the next piece, talk to Michelle about this table right now. She's going to tell you all about it.
All right. At the table, we did jumbo pieces tonight. So the goal was to kind of go with big theme, right? So you saw the mug from before. There is a guy in the glass world that does oversized stuff. He does like hot dogs and hamburgers and all of that. That mug would go perfect with what he makes. So that piece is on the website, but they also did some giant size other items. This is one of Jake's beautiful mushrooms. It's got the color inside. That's going to go live on the bowls. Mr. Nomi here. Check out his nose. He's got a big nose. So that's why he came. What I did was kind of picked oversized products from our shelf. So we've got the drippy mushroom shot. So there's that. This is a great box glass, too big for my hands. Nice and sturdy with a solid bottom on it, so you can set it down, drop that big old ice cube in there, easy, easy. Beautiful pattern on there. Giant pumpkin, it's got the same sparkle glass that you just saw on that globe on it, these giant sections of it. And a nice, beautiful curl. I don't know if you guys know this, but Lucy, our daughter is being a volunteer firefighter in her neighborhood. He's got the hose on it, he's got the hat, he's got the little badge, he's got everything going on. Super cute firefighter. I'm thinking of her. With the white polka dots on the edge, this feels super cool in your hand, a really nice shape. So these will go live at 6:30. You're welcome at the table. We also added one and done mug page and one and done shot glasses from the studio that are all one of a kind. After tonight, they'll be in our regular website, but tonight you'll find them on the Gathering Point page. So it's really funny, the crew's all gathered. The next piece we're making is one of my designs, but I want to make it big. So Chris is kind of talking to the team how we're going to put that together. Joey's worked with us on larger scale things. Oliver and Matt have not worked in this atmosphere where a ton of glass blowers get together. So that's kind of interesting. They're going to be like, hey, over here. We're going to be telling them where to move because they don't quite know yet what our needs are. So this piece, we've never done it at this scale. When Chris was talking to me earlier, he's like, it's going to be this big. And I'm like, dude, like, shh. So we'll see. It's going to be bigger than the sample piece that I made with Jake on an experimental show. I'm looking for this to be a center point piece when we do our events here that I can use it as a base for our shows. It has to be small enough to get in the large glory hole, but big enough that it's a bigger piece. So with that in mind, we're going to switch over to the other camera and get started.
We're back. We just got done. Mine's on. We just got done talking about the next piece that we're going to be making, which is a pretty sweet piece. The only one that's ever been made is right here. And Michelle made it on the experimental show. So this one's got a few imperfections in it because it was the very first time this multi-vased bud vase. It's got a couple cracks here and there, but it was because of the process we had to learn. And now that I saw it, Michelle's signed us up to make a giant one. So it should be pretty darn exciting. And we can't make it small because this is the jumbo big show, so we got to make it big. So I was just telling those guys, and if you see what we're doing here, we've got 2 feet on here. We've got the oozing foot, organic foot around the outside, which you've mentioned that's very important to try to have that look really watery, and an extension of the water that would be in each one of these individual cavities, so that the thought would be is that you'd have a bouquet of flowers and then individual stem decorative flowers around the outside, which I think is an amazing idea, and I'm pretty excited about perfecting the process. I'm not really sure that we're going to perfect it right now, making it giant, but it is something that the way Michelle and I work together is she comes up with these amazing ideas, and then she'll pass them on to me because I'm on the blowpipe more than she is, and she'll be like, work on this, and I'll show her some, and she'll be like, yeah, that's nothing like I wanted. And then I'll be like, well, what do you need me to do? And she'll direct me to do it the way she wants. And that's kind of how it works, especially when you're talking about designers and then me being the role of a craftsman. When I'm making something for Michelle, it's not my design. I pretty much listen to what she wants me to make, and I make it the best I can the way she wants. And that's what's going on right now. So I'm going to gather up the first piece, and then I could even possibly have you guys bring me a bit, and then for the bottom, and then once that's done, we're going to have Michelle and Joey are going to start bringing over the vases. And it's really important for the Hot Shop crew, that's us right here, there's 5 of us, to make sure we're all on the same page with what we're doing, because it's kind of like a dance, and most of you guys are people who watch a lot of glass blowing. You know that people, oh my gosh, it looks like you've been doing this forever. Well, it looks like we've been doing it forever because we have been doing it forever, but we talk about it beforehand so nobody's tripping over anybody. Oliver knows the process, Matt knows the process, Joey knows it, and Michelle and I both know it. So we're getting started right now, so maybe leave this over here.
That's why we don't always do these big pieces.
I think we're going to perfect it.
There's a lot of moving parts.
No, sorry.
And without further ado, watch them all move.
Thank you very much.
All right, we asked where you guys were from. Put it in the chat. I did see some new names on there, so if you guys are new to the show,
We're going all
welcome.
clear with this piece, like the example.
You got it.
Okay.
And I just tried to get it all for the vase in one gather, and I couldn't do it. There was too much glass. The glass is pretty warm, so I'm going to get it in an extra gather on the piece after this cools off a little bit. So the core vessel is going to be 2 gathers.
I gave you a minute of timing there to take
I got a feeling I'm going to get burned up arms, so I'm going to protect myself and
Sure.
just leave it on.
This is your chance.
I'm all right. I'll be okay.
Chris likes the heat, everybody.
I don't know if you guys have been watching any of the shorts. Heather will make a short of this clip. So what she does is advance past some of the slower moments. And if you go to our YouTube page, it's really cool. You can watch a little sped up version, highlights, all the good stuff. We have 2 tanks of glass. There's plenty of clear glass in this tank for what we need. I did have someone write in, Donna, you may have seen that. We do a recycled tank of glass. So the scraps that we have, we remelt. And someone reached out to us and asked, they had a bathroom door that was made out of glass and we recycled. So those questions are very valid considering they hear us talking about recycling glass, but it is a different recipe. So we can only recycle our own glass. Oh, did your paper break? Is that why Dave Worth was saying, I'd make you a paper if I was there?
Who is it?
Dave Worth.
Yeah, this one's been in the fridge marinating a little bit too long. But I'm only using the paper on this first core center vase, and then I won't be using it at all after that because everything after that's going to be pretty asymmetrical and organic, so I'm not going to need it. But this is at least getting me stable. Blow some air into the blowpipe and cap it with my thumb. And then the moisture from my breath will expand with that 2,000 degree glass. See that? Look at the bubble. And using the glass blower's most prominent tool, gravity, I'm just letting this piece fall out on its own.
So one of the reasons I want this clear is that I really want to focus on the flowers that go in it. I also like the reflective quality of glass and how the light can come through it. So I want the flowers to shine. It has all these different cavities. We can put the flowers in it. And the green of the
All right,
stem,
sweet. Is it
bright
in the water
colors of
already?
The flower are what's
Soaked
going to
good?
stand out.
I don't know where to stand yet, being the doorman.
I
I'm
know.
figuring it out.
He is so tall.
Hello there.
Right there.
Okay, open. Just using gravity, letting it fall out. I kind of did a little bit of figuring before the show, guys, thinking about how big of a diameter core vessel I would need to have 7 2.5 inch diameter vases stuck on the outside, and I came up with about 5 inches. I think that's still maybe about close, but I do want to get more height out of this.
You want me to get the caliper set real quick so you can check?
Nah, I'm going to go for the eyeball. Open.
Okay.
if I have to have a little bit of leeway here because if I get the calipers out, then that means Joey and Michelle need to get the calipers out. We don't need to do that. So this is just using gravity and speeding the process up a little bit. See that, guys? And I have a feeling, go ahead and blow, Matt. I got a feeling, and I always have this feeling, things get big real quick on the blow pad. So I don't want to go much taller than this. But that's looking pretty nice. Thank you. All right, well, let's start them up there, guys.
Woo-wee! Okay, so when we come over, are you holding your piece up? How's the attachment going? Are we laying it down?
Yeah, I think I'll put my piece like this, and then you can bring your piece over, and I'll take with the diamonds like that, and we'll lay it on.
Okay.
And then I think maybe I'll put my diamonds on the neck, and you can tap it.
Okay, and so it could start there.
You're thinking it's about right here, you're thinking?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, so we can put that oozed bit down in there. Nice.
Okay.
So, Joey, if you want to get a perspective of the size, it's probably the size of that middle vase.
I said like glass Coke bottles.
Not mushroom stem size.
Yeah. I should we start the next one, you think? You're gonna toss that one?
It's okay.
And it's going to be okay when you're making the vase, you two vase makers over there. It's going to be okay to leave it a little thicker on the bottom. There's no rush either, so you don't want to get it so gathered up so quickly that you guys can't control it. But leave it thicker on the bottom is okay. Well, give that to Michelle, and then all you do is gather the first bubble up and let it get cold, and then she'll take the next one when she's done.
Thank you.
You got the small glory hole over there. All right. Is it hotter up there?
It's, you know what? Might have not been the best day to wear shorts to the hot shop.
Better than a kilt.
You say it's better than a kilt? Is that what you said?
That high up there, yeah.
So I've got to make sure that this piece that I'm holding stays molten. If I let it get too cold, it's going to be the demise of the piece because I'll have to try to heat the whole piece when I start attaching these other vases on the side up to get that core hot, and I'll melt the other side pieces. So that's why I'm keeping this piece a little bit hotter than normal.
Don't mind me.
My trusty torch here.
You're doing 2 layers. I think, Matt, you could start the first gather and then hand off to Joey, and Joey does the second one. We've got 7 of these we're aiming to put.
This one's going on right now, right?
Open.
So you want to make sure that that neck's not so hot that I can't knock it off cool.
I want to test it.
You can use this bench if you want.
2 golf balls.
That's looking about the right height.
It's the glass blowing dance. And these are like the jumbo jets.
Because it's jumbo night.
I feel like a little child.
You may even want to just puff on the neck and then
What is
keep
on
just the
there?
bottom up.
That's good. You're going to have to use the torch.
And you're going to cap it when we're sticking it on, right?
Sure.
All right, this is going to be number 1, guys. That's probably good. Diamonds are sitting on the bench for you. You capping it?
Yes. I like the squashy part though. That's part of it.
Stay. Tap it.
So,
Woo. I'm good. I'm fine.
This is where you're supposed to be wearing your Carhartt pants because you can stick all your
Open.
tools in your pants. This is not yoga
Yeah, I
pants.
don't know why I didn't think to wear mine today.
I mean, like, awesome. Thanks. It's perfect. Joey, that's perfect.
You're gonna need the big one open.
I just don't need that hanging in front of me. You're okay.
Just trying to jiggle the doors.
Or get somebody else who's not doing something on that, or no?
Here,
Alright.
I can get it going.
Maybe,
Open.
Matt, I'm going to have you. Can you help Chris with the torch?
I'm not really sure what I need the torch for. We were just worried about the door, that's all.
The door or not the torch?
Not the torch.
Can you push it into the piece a little?
I don't want to do that now because we can do that after we get them all on there and we're punnied up and everything. So right now it's going to be off a piece like that a little bit.
And there's probably not going to be 7. It's probably going to be 5.
Spin. Lift your pipe end up. There you good. Hold your pipe end up. There you go. Cap.
Thank you.
Might be 5. It might look fine.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 5.
Am I the one who thinks it looks like a spaceship right now? That looks super spaceshipy.
Thrusters and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do need to do
Open.
some rocket ships. Oh, it does. More like turkey legs.
I don't know about turkey legs.
Thank you, sir. So, do you guys catch that? At the end, he's going to push them in.
You're gonna be okay with just one half of the thing opening for a little
At
bit?
least for now, until we get more on it, we'll see.
Okay.
At that point, we're going to be down to the last couple, and that he could probably come over and work that door.
Yeah.
Open. I'm a little hot, Shell, so just hang tight for 1 minute. No, pretty well. Okay, whenever you're ready. That neck's cold.
See?
Pipe, lift your pipe up. There you go. That looks cool. Gentle.
I can get them closed.
Yeah, so I work at a dahlia farm, and the dahlias are so big, the heads
Open.
of them are so big that when you put them in a vase, it just gets ginormous. And I really wanted to focus on the beauty of individual flowers. So in this vase, flowers can go in each of the pockets and open up fully. And so that's the inspiration. So I'll show you guys flower arrangements when I'm done. Gotta grow the flowers first. So we've got some of the flowers growing in the studio. The dahlias have seasoned and we've got the bulbs, and I'm gonna try growing them in the studio.
They're getting pretty big. That one's getting
know.
big. So shrink that down a little bit, take your time.
I'll try.
I'm gonna go in and heat it up. Oh yeah, that's better.
Hoppa.
Open.
I'll take one more, a small one.
You got it. We're a little bit quieter than usual today, folks, because typically when we make a piece, 2 or 3 of us are working on it, and then there's another 2 to 3 people who are willing to carry most of the conversation, talk about what's going on, crack a couple of jokes.
Yep.
But we got all of us on deck to make these big pieces happen, so we're all kind of in hyper-focus mode.
Joey, the next one, try to make thin, please.
Okay.
We've got the last
Lift up on your end.
space to fill it in.
Hit.
Remember, we
Bigger. You guys wanted a big show?
Probably put 2 more in there.
You want to come up to this spot, Michelle?
Open.
I don't know if you need.
I only need 1 of those.
Yeah. that's
Okay.
what I thought.
Oh, let me come out of there.
I thought yours was just a hook.
Why don't you go look at his size and look at that size, and you're gonna probably put 2 of them in there.
No, I put one. So it's 5.
All right.
We've got 1 left. 1 left. I think Joey's got the perfect size. Joey the man. Yep. Give it a neck. Yes. So the thing is too, I'm not too worried about the openings of the side face. I just want them smooth because the flowers are going to be right over the edges. My concern is more with the overall bottom half of the piece. I can always
Open.
tuck flowers around the top.
Puff that out a little more,
I will.
and no longer.
Doing good with these vases.
I'm blowing a bubbler too. Thanks, Oliver.
Yeah.
The last one or is that the last
Nope.
That's the last one. We're going to do 5 and like an odd number. You're not plastic?
Nope. All right, so this is the last one going on there.
We're going to do the blob of glass.
Spin. Lift up on your end. There you go. Okay.
I mean, there's so many things it looks like when it's got all that layout. Thank you.
I still think spaceship.
I know. Or like a flower blooming that way.
Open. It's definitely very cellular, which is pretty sweet.
Put like a bunch of marigolds in there or something. It looked like the thrusters.
Okay, so because the bottom is out so much, we could fill in the glass with 2 or 3 large gathers and then even just flatten the bottom. It might not need its own face.
I don't know. You can leave it on though till this piece is done, just in case.
So for the bits, put the piece down. It's going to take 2 or 3 to fill in the whole bottom.
Open.
The other thing that's interesting about working large like this, there's so much residual heat up here, it's just like frying your hand. So the next part is we're gonna fill in the glass in these sections here.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Putting the blob of glass.
I was gonna put one bit on there and have it ooze down in there over the top.
I was gonna do this. I'd rather do this like this.
And just put one bit at a time?
No, put a big blob, 2 or 3 to fill it in. Because I want it to get right in those pockets. I will shoot.
Let's do it. Come on, Chris. Heck yeah. You got this. You're ready for the first one.
Coming out. I'm ready.
Yes, perfect.
Stay.
That's how I want it to just like fill in those crevices. And then this is also giving weight on the bottom of the base so that it holds very sturdy and steady. And it's a huge floral arrangement in it. And it's got the weight. Yeah. This is like one of those pieces until it's like done and you can see it. Hard to read on camera.
Going for it, Oliver. I'm sorry, Matt, go for it.
So the other thing that's tricky is this area here has to stay hot while he works on the bottom. So it could be
Nice.
1 or 2 bits.
Just hang tight for 1 minute so I get that core too.
And I
All
know
right.
it's super hot, so I want to shield his hand.
Nice, stay. Take it away.
And then when he pulls it up, it allows the molten glass to drip into all those crevices.
Weird octopus.
I know, it's
I
like
was thinking a jellyfish.
barnacle-ish.
SpongeBob's bubble friend.
It's not too late to start this mushroom.
No.
Hey! There you go.
If you do one more, and then just like how we used to do the pocket base, not the pocket base, picnic base, but we stone it up.
That's what the bottom one's going to be. You're saying the next one would be that?
Yeah, the next one is just straight on the bottom.
It's going to be like the bottom of the penguin, Joey. So you're going to let that thing cool down. We don't need to put it on as hot as these last ones because it's just going to be the ball on the bottom. You know what I mean, Joey?
I'm listening, Chris. Right here.
All right.
He's got it.
Acknowledgement.
All right, one of the things we close the door every time. We want to keep that heat inside. It's looking super cool. So for me, the finishing part, he's going to push all those in once he punnies it up. So we got a big punny that's being heated. This is not a light piece.
Are you ready for me, Joey, or no?
I love it. I love it. Bring it on.
Let's do that on purpose.
So they've worked together enough. Clearly, I could not make this piece. I'm like the short, but Joey's kind of short here too.
Feeling short.
Move that paddle. Thank you. I can't.
you holding up, Chris?
Doing good, doing good.
Heavy.
Okay,
Hard to
open.
say. Whoops. Because it's to the pipe, so it's got this disproportionate weight. Okay, I got it.
Can I get a bigger Taglia?
Yeah, and push some of those in. I don't want it to look like a patty. Yes.
There's one on the bench right there.
Start it up. So the thing about the putty now, Matt's going to do it. The putty you need to let stiffen a little bit. It's got to be large enough. And then you let the core stiffen and reheat the outer surface. So even the putty takes a little bit of time. So it's not like a quick roll on the marker and you're done. It's shape it into a nice bullet form and then allow it to stiffen up a little bit. Then you flash it so just the outer surface is
Open.
hot. If the whole thing's too hot and they go to putty it, it's just way too much wonkiness and the piece would not make it. So
Got it,
you
Joey?
can see how up here it's stiffer, it's holding so that he can work on that bottom section. Now I don't want it to look like it's a foot on a vase or something or a mug, so that's why he's pushed in the side and given it some facets on it. Matt's also going to cool the pipe.
We're too hot, so just don't.
He's going to chill the pipe as well.
So I'm making sure that the neck of the piece, which is the moil on the blowpipe, is hot. If that gets too cold, and that's the last thing in the heat source and the first thing out, so it's a lot colder than the bottom right here. So I'm making sure that that stays hot so it doesn't crack. Well, everything else is cooling off.
Like watch where his hand is. With something like this, you need a little more leverage in the center. That's why I was saying Joey will probably cool the pipe before he brings it over so Chris can really choke down and get close to the piece.
Okay, open.
This is the time where it's like, you know when you go see a band that's playing at clubs
Trade you, Matt?
and they're playing music and everyone's talking and hanging out.
You got it?
Yep. That's what's happening right now. This is like the strangest shape.
Flash that, Joey.
So the transfer of weight is also interesting because it's a lot of weight on Chris's end now.
Which is gonna make it a little easier.
Yeah.
I don't think we need any water. I think that's probably good. Get up on the fat part of the jacks, Joey. There you go. All right, if you want to hand it over. Hit it on the blowpipe. Nope, on the pipe. Here.
Hey. All right. Now he's going to tuck them all in. Can he do it?
Oh, we had to finish that middle one first, right?
I mean, all at the same time. You want the puffer?
I wasn't planning on puffing it, no. Unless you think you want it puffed.
Do you want me to turn it? You open it from outside?
You can, or Joey can turn it. It's got it pretty
Joey.
hard.
When he comes out and set at the bench, can you turn it so he can open it up there?
Stay right there and just heat that tip for now. There you go.
Another thing about doing big pieces, your arms get a little wore out. So we usually do
This is probably good for now. I'm just going to torch it and flare it open a little.
able to work outside the bench. I know, right? We just
Get that
have
end
the
hot so I
camera,
can
but
melt it in.
this allows Chris more time to work on it from the outside. If he was sitting
Spin.
at the bench, it's a lot to lean over and it would be very difficult to open. Joey's got the pipe spinning. You can see some yellow in the bottom, so we know that bottom part is still really hot.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Matt's using the torch to heat up the lip of
Nice.
the middle base, while Chris is using the jacks to open it up so that we actually have the space for the flowers to go in.
I think that I'm just going to hold it downward to
I
let
was
them.
just going to say, holding it down too will kind of cause all those, like a flower was closing up. But the trick is he has to get it hot enough.
Open so I can see. It's good right there.
And then I'm not concerned if the shapes like soften and get smooth around that. I'm totally fine with that. I don't see any sharp angles on flowers in nature. Stand on the
Pardon?
box. There's a box next to you if you want to stand here.
Oh, we are. I'm going to rest right on the bench.
Pretty toasty.
It is. It's nice and toasty over here. All right. Great color on it. Hold it all the way down.
Using gravity, let those like bases around the outside drip back down so you get close to that center base.
So in June, the Glass Art
Got it.
Society
That's your turn
is
for me.
coming to Michigan. And so this will be a piece that I'll have on display for that exhibition. So if you want to see it in its glory, I suggest you come then.
Does that look good for you the way they fell down?
Yeah, but I'd like them more if you can.
Even closer? I think the bottom's plenty hot, the punny Joey, so I just heat up like the top middle.
Typically in the glass studio, in American studios, the designer is the craftsman. If you guys know Dale Chicouli, that's what I talked about in the experimental show. He has a team of people working for him so he can execute his ideas. So we're playing a large team tonight where I'm more of the designer and Chris is the craftsman. The next piece, Chris is going to design it and also make it. But the idea of how it's a team effort. There's lots of people in the creative vision to make it all work out. So holding it down, those are kind of folding in. I feel like I want to pipe it down. Can they bend in more? Or are you feeling like it's pretty stiff?
I think it's see the middle one's coming out so much. I think it's pretty much the
wait
way
to
it's
see
going to
it.
be. It looks good. I think that's it.
Who's gonna put it away? That's the man. Okay, one more flash or no?
Yeah. One more flash, and then Matt, we're probably just going to lay it on its side
Yeah?
in there because the bottom's going to have to be ground,
Okay.
and we don't want a chance at not being able to stand up. Or you sign it.
I'll sign it. Thank you, Joey.
Joey, can you check box space real quick and see if we're
Open.
on the left side or the right?
Probably going right bottom, probably.
Don't believe me?
All right, here it is, guys. Looks pretty sweet. All right, get underneath her. Spinning. All right. Woo! Good work. Good work.
And here the audience went wild. Thank you. Thank you.
Great work. Beautiful piece, Michelle. Nice job, Joey. All right.
Nice.
Sweet. Oh.
Like 30 pounds, it felt like, maybe more.
Yeah, it was pretty heavy. I don't know an exact weight, and it's. I know I've mentioned this before. It's hard to tell how heavy it is because that weight changes as it's on a pipe out in front of you. So the general rule of thumb is everything doubles 1 foot away from your body. So if it was 10 pounds of glass and it's 20 pounds here, out here, it's 40 pounds. Out another 4 feet would be 80 pounds. So just you can't hold. That's why you got to choke up on that pipe. Just makes it that much easier. But that was unbelievable. It was a sweet piece. I can't wait to see it out of the annealing oven. Every time I do something like this, I always have a plethora of ideas that I want to do to the piece, but I got to refrain because it's Michelle's design and her piece, and I don't want to change it, but I do have a lot of ideas, and I know Joey probably does too. Just because when you're in the process of making it, it's just you get real passionate about it, and you think of things that you could do to make the thing better, and then it starts changing a little. So, yeah, what?
I'm like, wait a second.
I know, you can't. I'll be in the doghouse for sure. We're more than the bus. So we're working on getting ready for the next piece. And we were talking a little earlier about that, Joey. What were we thinking the next one was going to be? Oh, it's going to be the jumbo sunflower. How's the time? We're doing it on the time. Oh, it's good. Nice. We got plenty of time, so we're going to get a few more pieces in, but we want to do a giant sunflower head. Like one of those ones that you grow just to get the championship in your neighborhood. So, and I know that I've made a decent amount of sunflower heads, not super huge ones, that have all just been yellow with a really beautiful iridescent kind of sacred geometry pattern on the face of it. But I really been enjoying going to the farmer's market and seeing those sunflowers that have the brown and some orange and some yellow all mixed in the leaves. I know it's a different brand. Do you guys know what that type of sunflower is called by any chance? Is anybody? Well, we're gonna have a test on this later, you guys, so you better be ready. But it's a different type of a sunflower. Those don't necessarily get as big as the jumbo yellow ones, but this one's gonna be a multicolored jumbo big one. So I think we're gonna get going on her. Maybe I'll organize my bench for a couple seconds. I know I don't need the paper any longer that's busted in half. Yeah, get rid of that, Joey. I'm gonna keep the big jacks out.
I'll take the Taglio away.
I wouldn't even mind. Would you grab me a water, Joey? With some ice? All right, so getting the blowpipe, gathering this one up. And this is gonna work out really good because do I want it on this? I guess maybe I'll put it on a big pipe.
Are you going to be using the block tool at all?
The what?
Block tool at all for this?
No blocks.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. But you guys, we need to determine what the colors are of the leaves. And then you guys rotate between those colors. And I do have to refrain from being the symmetrical, precise person that I am on the blowpipe because I'm sure that it doesn't go orange, yellow, amber, orange, yellow, amber, orange, yellow, amber. It might be really organic and Mother Nature might just do whatever she wants. So maybe that's my license to do whatever I want. So you guys just bring them on however. So, blowpipe, this blowpipe just cooled off, and all that debris on the moil, which is the end of the pipe, just cracked off, and I'm reheating it so I can gather on a nice hot blowpipe.
Chuck.
Thank you. And it's not quite red hot on the end, so that's not enough. If you gather molten glass on the end of a pipe that's a little too cold, when you blow the bubble in it, it'll shoot through the coldest glass, which is close to the pipe, and it'll leave a really thick wall at the top. And that ends up not being the greatest way the bubble blows out. So you want to make sure your pipe's red hot. What's our question tonight? What is your superpower? I know everybody out here has a superpower. What's yours?
My superpower is to know what everybody else's superpower is.
Uh-oh.
What's my superpower then?
I'll get back to you.
Checks in the mail.
Best customer service ever. Does
Joey, I'm afraid to inform you.
it have to do with Cindy Lauper?
Here we go, guys. Now I'm ready. And I'm going to be going into this large, extra large bowl of tone mold. Joey, why don't you tell them what a bowl of tone mold is?
Has anybody ever used a Chinese finger trap? It's the Italian equivalent, except for glass. Basically, there's a whole bunch of teeth in here that make diamond patterns on the glass, kind of like the mermaid type pieces you see out in the gallery, or diamond pattern, whatever you want to call it. But they all look really nice, and it's made with this mold. And if you don't pull the glass out at the right temperature, it gets stuck. And you have to take a while to get all that glass out of there because there's a whole bunch of teeth grabbing onto it. I have a lot of experience with that. You can ask anybody in the studio. A loud ringing noise from across the building as I'm smashing the mold on the ground. It's a lot of fun.
It's
The funnest. The most funnest.
So I took a first gather, and I coated some of that orange on there because my thought process is I'd like to have like an underlying core of orangish yellow that has that iridescence over it, so that when you see the head of the sunflower where the seeds are, you kind of have this like halo glowing in the core. And then it'd get bright yellows and oranges on the outside, but I think it would add a cool kind of soul to the sunflower head. Careful over there, Joey. Chilling the pipe. Cool. All right, one nice even coat. This is the special color that's got a lot of iridescent silver nitrate in it that makes it become almost like carnival glass.
What is carnival glass?
Carnival glass is a glass that's been fumed with silver nitrate, and it becomes very metallic and has a shimmering halo over it. Is my name tag working on my back, everybody? Yeah. All right.
Yeah. There's a magical button on the side. You just kind of like clog one of the burners with your hand. Okay. And it keeps the gas from going in. Yeah.
okay.
You're gonna have to do that though.
And you were trying to show the newbie. We got to show the newbie.
Who's gonna be operating the inflation station?
Oh.
It's like you get to operate the reduction effects there, buddy. get what's going on.
The bling bling.
This is what we call dropping it like it's hot. Up. That's what we're talking about. See
Look
that?
at that. Look at that. Okay, a little housekeeping. What is your superpower? You send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com. Then you get entered in our contest next week. You'll get an email that talks about what we're doing, and you can just enter during the day when you get that email. That way during the show you can stay on and engage with
Below.
That's
Good.
We're not doing that until very end, anyways.
Below. Good. What'd it say? I need to get her bigger.
Bigger?
What's our colors for the pedals? We're going iris gold, gold brown.
Amber, those three right there.
Got it.
Open. So I'm using centrifugal force to get that to spin out a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay, open.
Like that.
Just cap it. Good.
Which one do you want first, Chris?
That's pretty big, but that's all. What are we going to do? What's the story with that?
Puddles.
What?
Puddles.
Well, I need to have them small. Like they need to go on like as narrow as my finger.
That was the plan.
Because we're going to have like 25 or 30 of them on there. So bring them over nice and pointy. Has that got color in it? All right, well, add some color to it. I mean, ideally, I'm done with you now. You're bringing me one. Each of you guys is bringing me a color, and you're working the door. So those guys will do it. That's fine. Open up. You guys can see that pattern on there. I gotta make sure I got all the right tools here.
What are you looking for?
I was looking for, these are gonna work fine. Remember, I'm getting them, that's good, I'm getting them pointy.
Let the leaf building commence.
Yes.
Just kidding, they're petals. They're petals. Close it up. Hey.
So if we have two colors here, if they're too big, we don't have a third color, you know what I mean? We got to rotate between the three colors.
Flash.
Another one. gonna flash it, Joey. And I don't know where Michelle's at, but eventually we're gonna need someone working that other big door because this is gonna get as big as it needs to get. You know what I mean? Open.
I like the goat. You really want to know my favorite flower?
Stay.
We're talking, so we needed something.
We're I do have a favorite flower. I'm just trying to remember the name of it.
What's it look like?
A dandelion.
Nah, it looks like
What color is that, amber? Guess we're just sticking with those two colors, Joey.
That sounds good, man. I like
And we wanted 3, but obviously that ain't working. And don't make them so big. I want 1 bit per 1 color. You know what I mean? Just put 1 bit, one leaf, one bit. We got enough punnies. Open. Hey, Chell, can you work the other door? Thank you.
So my team is on it. They're telling me what I need to do. And we have our giveaway
What color is that?
we have to do. But we don't want to stop this to spin Wheel of the Names. Actually, we do, but you guys don't want to stop. We love the music on Wheel of Names, so. But we will keep going, and in between heats, I will talk about Wheel of Names. Why not?
that one.
So, Bess, we will talk about apple trees.
Open.
The winner of the first one, the question last week was, do you have fruit trees in your yard? There's crab apples a lot of people have as decorative ones, but a lot of people said apple tree. That was the clear winner. Cherry tree was the second one, but the winner of the apple tree question, or it wasn't apple tree won. And the winner said, well, the kids like to throw them, so the owner of the tree cut it down. And then she says, I bet they would have been good for pies if they were sour.
Was that talking about apples?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we had an apple tree at my grandfather's camp, and over at that property, there was a lot of moose and bear.
Ooh.
So we had to get rid of the apples so we wouldn't attract those animals to the campsite. And Gramps used to make like a 3-foot long stick out of like poppy wood or something real flexible. And we sharpen a point on it, and I would spend hours sticking apples and whipping them as far as I could into the forest.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, that was like classic pastime.
That's pretty cool. Like you could be a baseball player after you do that.
It was like super, like similar to like lacrosse almost.
Close.
All right, so the winner, this is the vase. Why don't we
Open.
have Robin show the vase? See what I'm talking about? The staff has my back. Here is the vase that someone's going to win. Let's stand right over here so they can get those shots.
That's Joey's big
Would you
vase
like
from
to
the last show.
Go show her the winner. And the winner
Oh,
is
yeah.
Ruth Vineyard. Oh, which kind of goes with like the theme of orchard and plants of vineyard. All right, thank you, Robin. Robin's been admiring that piece. And so while she's here, she's like, shouldn't we do the Wheel of Names? I don't know if you guys noticed, but that Chris's tweezers were starting to stick to the glass. So on this next repeat, I'm going to take a second to come in. Unless he does it. The blades on these tweezers are really thin, so every piece they're just heating up.
Best, you asked me what my favorite flower was, and I still do not remember the name. I used to work at a greenhouse when I was a kid, and we used to sell, I believe they're called like bleeding hearts or purple hearts or something like that. Hummingbirds love them, and they're like super amazing purple color. They come red and like white as well. Heart shape, but also like a little bit like upside down bell shape. They're like the coolest basket flowers.
What color is that? Orange. Regular orange?
No, they hang a little bit more upside down.
So who's bringing amber?
Me. I was alternating between orange and amber.
Getting the two opposite colors to make this.
Ask everyone what their favorite color is.
Oh, that is true.
I take offense to it.
Amber?
Orange.
Yellow?
The trick is Chris likes to live on the edge. He's putting these leaves on there, and if you can see the glory hole when we go in, it's a tight fit. The more that he gets on there. Okay, the second
Do you have a
question
favorite
was-
flower, Heather?
Right.
Go ahead.
The
Sorry.
second question is, do you shop at resale shops? Because that's where we get some of our props. Or garage sales, or do you shop online? Like, I didn't know, like, the younger
Open.
generation, there's online resale shops that have, like, really nice clothing that people just didn't wear or whatever. So it's a way
You got
to
some
shop
ambers coming, just
anywhere.
plain ambers coming? Cool.
About that, we had a winner for this contest. That winner will get $5 to shop at the Glass Academy. It can be for classes, for products, whatever they like. That winner is Megan Romer. Congratulations, Megan. Appreciate you joining our festivities. Now, Donna pulls these names earlier in the day. Here's like the really odd thing. Sometimes when we pull someone's name, they just placed an order.
Open.
They just called us with a question. So that attention to their name brought out people talking about them, showing up at the door, all kinds of stuff. We can tell you guys are like enthralled with it too because the chat has been quiet tonight. I just looked out in the studio and everyone's eyes, they're all nice and big, they're quiet, they're just looking. Glass blowing can be very relaxing and smooth. Sitting around by a fire.
Can you guys feel the heat all the way in your seats? Nice and toasty? Okay.
Yeah, it feels good. I'm wondering
Open.
about this in the summer.
It's no
Open.
different when you're right up close with it. Sorry about that, Chris.
All right. Amber?
Okay, for those of you who are local, now you've got the glass
Okay.
blowing bug, and maybe you want to take a
orange now?
class this weekend. We do
Sure.
have a couple openings this weekend. We have a really cool class called Ring Cello. It's this fancy ring holder. And then our meditation globe has a couple slots too.
Oliver, somebody has a question in the chat. When you guys close the doors on the glory hole, is it hard to see inside of it to know when it's ready to pull it out?
Yeah, and I'm leaving it a little bit cracked at times so that Chris can have an easier time seeing in. Even at our, like when you watch a live show typically and we're using the glory hole, like a regular one, We'll even be crouching down a little bit to see into that one, just so you don't have a great line of sight of how much your piece is really moving. But even there, we're leaving it open just a little bit so Chris has a good line of sight on what's going on with this piece.
Yep.
So the question is Jake still watching us? Or did the show put him to sleep in London?
Rainy London, he's probably snoozing with the heat. The heat of the furnace.
So this is the tricky one. Did the colors line up right? Did he do all the pedals right? How many played that game when you were a kid? He loves me, he loves me, he loves me.
So,
Hold that while you prep the stem.
what'd you say?
Hold that while you prep the stem.
No, because I'm going to heat this up, give equalize them all, and let them all drip down, hang down. And then we're just putting a plug on the back. And we got that plug in the knockoff bench. So, one of the things I realized when I was checking these sunflowers out at the farmer's market, because there's none growing in the wild right now anywhere near me, is they never are all sticking out perfectly symmetrical. So that's my thing. I'm making it kind of looks almost like one of the suns, you know what I mean? Like a sun in the air. So what I want to do is get all these petals really hot at the same temperature, and I want to let them hang down and kind of droop organically like you see them when they're really drooping. They're not perfect. They're really gorgeous and organic. So it takes a few good heats to get them all the same temperature so they all drop the same time. So I'm letting the last ones I put on cool off and the first ones heat up. So it's probably going to be like 2 more good heats, and then I'll be able to drop them down.
For those of you who are local, June 6th, we're going to have some guest artists
Open.
come for our big show. We're going to figure out if we're selling tickets or if it's just open to the public, but that's a show you don't want to miss. And then also that week, there is a conference in Detroit. It's called the Glass Art Society. And they're going to be downtown Detroit and Russell Industrial at CCS. And tickets can be found online.
So one of the things I noticed was the last one I put on, which was this one right here. The end was the hottest when I was in there. So take a look at how it started getting real organic and has that nice shape to it. So having the end of those all nice and hot is going to really allow it to become organic. That's what's going to happen right now. Okay, close her up.
Can see good enough?
Yep. Even if some of them might touch or something, I'm gonna let that go, because normally I would be all freaked out by it and it would bother me, but I want to become more organic and more having it look really natural. So if something like that happens, it would happen that way. Go ahead and open in the wild.
Or would it?
In
the wild.
The wild flower pasture.
I know. I was like, that's what I think when I walk through the flower patch. It's wild out here. So he does have to be aware that he's not spinning it and making them all flare out.
That's what I think looks really sweet.
You could make a case for it looking like a spaceship a little bit.
James?
Everything's looking like a spaceship. Letting that sink back on itself a little bit.
Here's a good question I saw online.
What is it?
Somebody wants to know if glass can catch on fire.
Interesting.
Well, isn't that what
It is on fire.
It is on fire. Actually, it's in a molten state, I believe. I don't know. If
Okay, how
technically-
about, Joey, you want to hit me a reduction? Which I think you're going to have to turn the air down just a little bit. can do it on that one right there if you want. But nope, the air down the bottom right there. Loosen that wing nut right there in front of you, right there lightly, and then you'll be able to turn that. Open it up, guys. Turn it slightly. Go for it.
He did.
There you go. That's perfect.
This is the bling bling.
The blingage.
Bling, 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 bling.
A little bit more. That's good. All right. All right. So now I want to get it off. We're going to put a plug on it because, believe it or not, I'm going to actually forge a steel sunflower stem for it that this is going to sit on.
So what's the...
The deal is Joey's going to gather one up and marve it for a second.
So cool.
Same size as all the others, Joey. Yep.
It's so different having.
Marve it
people
real
here.
quick. Try to cool it off.
It really makes for a great evening.
I'm hearing that.
Thank you. Coming behind you, Joey.
It's healthy looking sunflower, Chris.
You know, I imagined it like 3 times this size, so it's like, okay. I don't have my little presser, but that's all right. I think I'll slide it in on the pedals.
Torch spot.
I don't think it matters. I can grind it. You're going to set it in there, Matt? You could, what, on the top? Just get
Probably
it in
top
kind of
right.
Top right. Go for it. Here, I'll put it right in your hands. And you don't have to slide her. Just set her in there gently, and you got it.
Oh, it's hot flowers.
Woo! All right. That turned out sweet. Nice job, Joey. Awesome. Yes, yes, I did imagine it being like this big, but you know how that goes. That was still pretty darn big, but that was nice. Yeah, I like it.
What's that?
That means we got some more
We got
time.
half an hour left, so. We got plenty of time for that. The giveaway piece. Oh boy, do I got an idea.
Well, we were thinking about picking a giveaway piece that wasn't, if we make a huge piece, it's so expensive to ship a huge piece for the giveaway piece. We were thinking about picking a piece for the giveaway piece and making another piece, but is that up in the air or what's the deal? Tech support's over there chatting away, so it's up to me.
Let's make one. I think
So, no.
be like
What did we already say we were
this,
going to make?
a trophy.
Yeah, let's do a trophy. That's cool. We got enough time to do it. Yeah, would you?
My favorite piece over here at the table. Let me make sure my mic is on.
Garage still on? No.
I'm gonna say easily, number 12 is the favorite for me right here. This nice mushroom. This is the new style that Jake and Matt have been working really, really hard on. I don't know how close to get to the camera, so you're gonna have to bear with me here, but I really wanna show off this stem here. They actually blow this cap onto it, but before that, they dump color glass down in here so that it looks super, like, what's the word? Cool is a word for it. It looks like super mycelia, which is all that stuff that comes off of the mushroom. I really, really like it. Some of these other pieces here are really cool, and I can't pick them up, like the giant mug. That's a two-hand job. That, for those of you who weren't here for the last big show, this is one of the pieces we made during that, and this was a bear to work with, but Chris, Jake, and Joey really did a great job with it.
Where do you go pick it up?
It's unwieldy, it's dangerous.
No, but
Oh man, I appreciate the confidence, Robin. My grandma's watching, so is my mother-in-law. I got some character to uphold today. After that's the post big show.
That's right.
But this little guy right here, this is more my size. This guy's really awesome to me. We got little pieces of colored glass that's melted on, rounded out like little marbles on the side here, just to add a little bit more texture for it. Super, super sweet. And oh, okay, we'll keep on going. You're getting paddles out? Getting attacked.
One more.
Show you one more. We'll talk about this snowman a little bit, and this one's gonna be hard to talk about because this is the only piece on the table that I haven't seen made yet, so I actually don't know how these come together. I missed a lot of our Christmas time special particular items. I saw some of the things like some of our pine trees get made, but this guy here, I do not know how this guy goes together, but I think the colors on it look super sweet with that orange, that yellow and red scarf.
Thanks, Oliver.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna get some water real quick.
Buddy, welcome to the neighborhood.
Mike's on. We had to kind of discuss what we were going to make, and we are going to be making the giveaway. It's going to be a super cool vase. Not necessarily a vase that's going to hold a giant...
Check, Mike, 1, 2.
My mic's
1, 2.
on.
Check, 1, 2.
It's not going to be a giant vase that's going to hold a bouquet of flowers. It's going to be a vase that's going to hold a small handful of flowers. So it's going to be the flowers are complementing the vase, and the vase is complementing the flowers.
It might just hold one flower. We'll see what happens.
Joey and I are going to work on this together. My arms are getting a little bit tired, and Joey's are all fresh, and he's ready to go. So he's going to gather up some beautiful color here. We talked about it. We're going to be using that same deep hyacinth and white. And we're going to be doing a cool piece. It's called a donut vase, where you actually pop a hole through the middle of the piece so that the vessel itself holds water around an open hole.
We're going to start with a few coats of enamel white.
And then the neck of this is going to have to be a pretty long neck, Joey, because the flowers are going to have to go down and then kind of go around that donut, you know what I mean?
I was supposed to put those 6-foot tall sunflowers that you were...
That's right. So this piece will have to be about 5.5 feet tall. I like it.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah. It's nice you guys know why this is the Jumbo Show 212, because Jake decided with Michelle that we were going to do it, every quarter we were going to have a specific show every 3 months that is using the large, super large glory hole. And that heat source right there we've got is about a 30-inch diameter glory hole, which is pretty darn huge. And it's really ridiculously expensive to heat something up this big and keep it going. I know over the years, I know for sure over the years, I think just anybody who's got a glory hole this size usually looks to, bill out at least between $400 and $500 an hour using this glory hole, which is pretty heavy duty because of the amount of fuel it uses. Do a bubble trap too. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it could be a lot going on. It could be a lot going on.
A little busy.
So I wasn't listening when Joey said what we were doing.
We're making enchiladas.
We're making,
I'll
okay,
draw it up.
enchiladas.
I'm gonna get a piece of chalk and we'll draw it up.
This is just the core layer. We're making a vase with a donut. Everybody likes donuts.
Base
More
with
than
Sprinkles
that.
on it, Joey?
Yeah. Who doesn't like sprinkles?
So we'll draw it
this
up
is the
right
follow-up
here.
to the ice cream bowl.
This is like a level up ice cream bowl.
I'm a lefty,
A
guys.
level up.
All right. Let's see your art skills here, Chris.
And I'm kind of doing it sideways, guys.
I'm gonna put a foot on it.
Squeeze me, Oliver.
Oh,
This is like your new favorite spot. I get it.
well, it's my soapbox.
Is this hyacinth, Chris? The size 1?
Yes.
So is that gonna be like a hole going through it there, Chris?
This is Correctamundo. And for those of you who know who used to say that, put it in the chat. Amundo. All right, so that's actually a hole. It won't be big enough that I could put my foot through it in real life. But that's our boy right there.
Good. I got this one.
Looks pretty good. If anybody sees a response to that Amundo, let me know. Someone comments.
You know what would have been really cool on this? Some of that sparkly stuff. It's a little late now, but
The sparkly stuff?
The
Oh, the
dicro.
dicro.
Oh, is that how it's pronounced?
It's so cool that it just echoes everywhere.
That's
All right. So I'm on the door. Joey's on the Marver. You guys all remember what the Marver is, right? The steel plate can be anything between 1 inch and 1.5 inches thick, and it's used just to suck the heat out of the glass and shape the glass at the same time. Now you don't want to cool it all, you just want to cool about 1/4 inch of the surface of the glass, so when you blow that bubble out, it blows out nice and symmetrical.
Joey, the way you're shaping it up looks like you might hit like an optic mold or something.
I was thinking about it.
He's done every shape in the book, folks. That's right, guys. Remember, he used to push your thumb in his back of his doll and he'd go like this? The Fonz?
Pinky?
Oh,
The
yeah.
Fonz and Pinky?
Pinky Tuscadero.
What do you think? Optic? Or should we just skip it to beans?
If you do the optics in it and then marver it out, marver them in, and then we blow it into it. We use a torch and we pull that long stem out.
I mean, if you're putting the hole in it, I think leave it without the optics and let it look super clean. Like, I think that
Did you
whole.
hear something, Joey?
I don't know. I don't really think I heard anything.
No, okay, we'll go for the optic. There we go.
Don't you know the Joey reverse psychology thing, Oliver? You gotta know that. Watch your head up there, Joey. There you go. If you wanted him not to use the optics, you should have said,
Go for it. Absolutely.
those optics are gonna look really cool, I think, Joey. And you would have been like,
Start with, in my professional opinion.
What's that word? I don't even have one of those. We're working with bubbles and colors. Don't get ahead of yourself now. Alright. Twist it, melt it, twist it, melt it, twist it, melt it, blow it out. And then go jump in the snow. There's snow
In
out.
the
I like it
the
was
snow.
today.
Alright.
So it's got a nice twist on it. At this point, we're probably going to be blowing out a little bit of a bubble and then start necking it and letting that neck stretch out, right? Pulling a big decanter neck long off the top. Then once that's all done, then we'll blow out the bottom. Still looks like we got some nice thickness down there. I think that's pretty good. I think we can just get it kind of hot this one time and then come out and I'll torch the neck. I'm going to do the same thing, don't lengthen it out yet. So we're going to get the neck hot so he can swing that out and let it get nice and thin up by the neck. What that's doing as well is it's cooling the bottom but heating up the neck at the same time. So when he takes his next slash, it'll fall out perfectly. You gonna need both doors when you come out?
Yeah.
Let us know when.
Okay.
You may even want to use, well, I think you're going to be fine. Want me to pull it out? Well, you're turning?
Let's see.
Let it fall.
You gonna flatten it
Keep
still
going.
too?
We'll flatten it after this falls out, okay?
Hold on.
Get on the marver to keep it, stop it. You're still, that length is good, just marver. There you go. Just like that, nice and symmetrical. You got it. Let it fall out while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard off, let her fall out a little more. Looking good.
You wanna flatten it? Yes, sir, it's like that.
All right,
Yeah,
hopping
so I
in
think we
again.
gotta
If you
pump it out a
guys
little
want
bit
to
more.
win this space, how do they do it? They send their
how does heat the bottom
superpower to enews@glassacademy.com. There is still time.
It's so hot. You got one door is good.
So we do a contest every week, every live show. You guys can enter it. Someone was asking, I can't find the stuff on your website. It's not on the website. You need to send your answer to
I'm going to cap it when we do the show.
enews@glassacademy.com.
Flip.
Hello, man.
Good. All right.
Did this vase just turn into a bottle?
That's
What's the
Chris's
difference?
fire dance.
Difference
Open.
between a bottle
Hold
and
on
a
out for a
vase.
minute. It's plenty hot. Plenty hot. Don't need to do anything else. Donut.
So people in the audience, if you
Okay.
smell that, it's the cork burning. It's a very distinctive smell.
Blow a little bit, Matt.
Stop. Trying to see where it's at, about right there. Yeah.
It's got a belly button.
It's right in the same spot. Torch. No air. Nope.
Did you guys know this is how belly buttons are made? Right as the baby comes out of the mom, the doctor reaches over. No one's listening.
Is your mic on?
Well, I just figured I'd say something and get people thinking. Everyone's all quiet, deep in thought. The other thing that's pretty cool about our live shows is we're up close and personal. A lot of the museums will do live glass blowing now. If you've ever been to Corning Museum, they have an
Joey, can you talk a little bit about how you poked that hole through there? Because
That was Chris poking that hole.
Wait, can you talk a little bit about what's going on while Chris is working the blowpipe?
He was trying to make contacts on both sides so that we can just tear the glass away at that connection point. And we got that done. We got a nice tone up all through the center of it. It's looking good. Bring it down a little bit. Get some more heat. Make it nice and smooth looking, and then give ourselves a foot.
So it's just kind of like when people do those earplugs. They start small and they keep stretching them, stretching them.
The gauges.
Sticking the tweezers in there, then using the tag handle. Slowly.
I mean, really, I was trying to pay attention to how they did that because when we make our raindrops, we loop them. And there's been a couple where I've like started a loop and I've melted it closed and tried to reopen it. And it is such a pain.
Yeah, that looping business, such a pain. Tungsten pick, tweezers, get up in there. Don't let it fall. Don't get it too hot. Just gotta do like 7,000 more, Oliver. It'll be great.
Well, yeah. I mean, like your 10,000 hours, you're not wrong, but just
Is it mastery at 10,000?
yeah, that's like the rule of thumb.
Tiny little bit.
Somebody said they were late coming on, but let
Yeah.
everybody know they did rewind.
Oh yeah, I mean you can if you were late to seeing the live show, it's going to be posted on YouTube, and then Heather's shorts get posted on Friday, which I've been checking out Heather's shorts and they are fantastic. I've been loving her editing and like the angles that she gets in her shots. They're really good.
It's looking pretty cool. I like that color pattern. Nice job on that, Joey.
What are you guys doing? Are you doing foot or base?
It's just a vase. We're going to put a foot on it.
Not to open.
What do you think, Chris? Purpose or clear?
I think, yeah, I think clear is going to be fine. Instead of stepping up a hair. Beautiful. That's what I was looking for. A nice blocked up circle, Joey. Thank you.
Allows Chris just to work with his hot glass and see how easily it turns off at night. Joey's actually probably going to make knowing Joey and his being hot next half, Ben's able to assist Chris if he needs anything.
It's a hot one, baby. Sorry.
You can see how the glass is kind of like butter when it's hot. Little fold on the foot there. Again, it's a solid base that makes it helps it stand up nice and still.
It's pretty good. It
Man.
didn't bite you, did it?
I want to win this piece.
You know how to do that?
I
Answer the
assume
question.
ask really nicely.
No. He used that Class Academy.com.
And the question is, what's your superpower?
Oliver, what's your superpower?
What? Oh,
Ultra red hair.
yeah, just the ultra red hair. Really good at just improv conversations on camera.
Best ginger snap cookies ever.
Oh, speaking of food, we got a guest this year this past week. She actually won the ice cream bowl, Carol Jutras. And she brought us from Canada all these maple syrup treats. They're absolutely fantastic. Carol, I am sure you are watching.
Carol was so nice when she came and visited.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
We see your names, we don't always see you.
Joey.
Close it up a little bit.
Looking good, Joey.
One thing I like about this base is there's a bunch of different techniques on here that we don't normally do. So it's pretty cool to watch this. You'll understand how some of our other products are made and a better appreciation for glass and all the things you can do with it. I like the combo pieces too.
You want those doors closed more?
Open it.
You want the wet draped trimming special? Don't need it. Asbestos hands.
Close it, close it.
So the reason we're closing the doors now is just to get a straight heat right on that top.
Oliver, push it or do something to where
Open,
I'm not bumping.
open. You should be able to only not open that big door.
Yeah.
So keep that door closed all the way. That's plenty right there.
Okay.
Close the big door, Michelle. Okay.
Hello.
Door juggling. Perfect. That'll do.
That'll do.
That'll do. That'll do.
So Joey's heating up the top of this piece, guys, so he can pull it out, trim it, and get that elegant taper up on the top of the drawing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to catch that trim for him, because sometimes when you're trimming a piece, it'll come back and stick on the piece. So there you go. Well, you got through the hard process with a little beesy waxy, so
Stretch it one more time, you think?
I think that doing what we did before, like I think if you flare it not all the way, just a little bit, and I paddle the top, and then we go on an angle and torch the top, and then go in and heat it again, it'll fall out naturally on its own in the last heat, you know what I mean?
Flare it now?
I think just tighten the lip up, yeah. We're only going to flare it a little bit because you can flare it again after we let it fall out. Let's just straighten that edge up with the paddle, which is
Well, paddles.
The other thing that's kind of cool about holding it down right now, it's got a memory
bolt
of
in there?
the rest of its body. So when he was holding it down, instead of being a round circle, it kind of
all right. That's good for now.
So see how I just made it round now. So those are design choices.
We could do this twice if you want, and it'll fall right out. Go for it. We're trying to get a little bit of preheat up on the neck of the piece so that gravity will allow it to fall out into this nice taper here. Yeah, they had a little bit of wax on them. Come on out a little bit, Joey. Don't need too deep. There you go.
Two boards like to hang together.
We might make some different door castings for it, I think.
Something needs to be a little different.
Yeah, just a tip. Stay on that tip. All right. Put like a chain or something. Joey's I think it's gonna go out nice. There it is. Looking good. Yes. Even I like it oval. Yeah, I did like it oval. We go in one more time and there you go. Little fancy touch there you got. I love that. Looks great. Matt, you want to bring a GA special on it?
Yeah.
Really
Form on my face.
Right through the hole.
I want that so bad.
Hey now, Oliver.
I don't know. We haven't made it.
Might just have to make your own.
Like, you know how usually crab tests are not.
No, I know. Well, I'm not. I completely understand that. I'm thinking like, can I talk Joey into making an additional giveaway piece so that I can just buy that?
You're gonna have to fight a few
But that's
people
not
for this
fair to
one.
the glass addicts.
Feel this. Nice. Alright.
Take your time, take your time.
Everyone here is like holding their breath. It's like as the piece gets near the finish.
All right, not too hot.
It's not over till it's over.
You think you need to take one more flash on that?
Yeah, nah, we're good. It's all good. Looking like a sailfish.
Looking pretty cool. Douse her up.
That's the 8 coats of white we have in the underneath. Right.
There she is, folks.
Going in the top left.
Open all the way. Close.
For some shit. Oh,
Hell yeah.
darn. Well, if we hadn't just reached our OT time, I think we might have ventured into it. But since we're there, it's about time we call it. We did finish up a real nice
Hell yeah.
giveaway piece. Hopefully next week's winner really enjoys it. You guys will have to come and fist fight Oliver. Make sure he doesn't throw in a whole bunch of extra entries.
I might have to throw in a
might
couple
have to.
extra entries. I want that vase.
Any word from tech support over there? Nothing?
Any last words?
Any word from the audience out there, guys? Everybody give yourselves a round of applause. Our GA studio audience for the big show.
All right, come this way a second. Shout out to Bess and Heather's behind her, but tech support. Look at, we had some glitches today. They figured out something really cool and got us both cameras back, so we're super appreciative. That was a good day.
Keep your eyes peeled for the Anila reveal on Sunday, guys. But thank you very much. That's a wrap. We'll see you guys next week for show 213. Bye-bye.